Yes, everyone, another video here from the Tokyo real estate man. And sometimes, although I'm grateful that people are here on this channel, but sometimes it's really not great to study the Japanese world through the English world. And maybe advantage it or not, but I'm lucky enough, or I worked hard enough. I definitely worked hard on studying Japanese for about 6 or 7 years of my life. I'm lucky enough that I'm really been over the hump for a long time, and it made a really big difference in my life. And some ways, this says Nishi Ogikubo Eiki. We can crack it on. And this is from a Japanese producer. So in some ways, looking at the Japanese sort of world through the Japanese lens is really more advantageous, although I'm glad and grateful that you're here on this channel. But it gives you a really good eye into what the Japanese world is thinking. And this is, we're going to look at some properties here in Nishi Ogikubo, which is on the Chūō Line in Tokyo, in Sugunami-ku. And it was a venture out here into the Shotenkai. Although, like, you could punch back, and in a video like this, you're right. Like, a person from the English world or the whatever world could easily come out here and film the same sort of materials. But we're all influenced. Culture is definitely an influence on us, and maybe I'm saying that when you're studying from the Japanese world, you can understand it in some ways, or the thinking of it in some ways. Anyhow, you can see that they're going to go down a Shotengai here in Nishi Ogikubo, I guess, right there. And yeah, I don't know. There's lots of other things you could say that he's going to go down the Shotengai right there. And I've talked about this before, how this was a great development in the 1970s, sort of. It still exists here in this sort of place here in Tokyo, because in these areas in Tokyo, the car was, there are still enough non-car user shoppers in Tokyo for this to economically still exist. However, if you were to go to my wife's hometown of Tokomachi, you'd see a beautiful Shotengai just like this one. I guess I could roll the video. Just like this one. However, it is economically hurting because the shoppers have moved, because they started to, in the Inaka or the countryside area, they moved away from the shopping on their bikes or shopping on their by foot, like these people are doing because they're from Tokyo, and they moved to the car system. Anyway, it's a cool little video anyway. And you can, this was a great development, I think, for this generation of women in the 60s and the 70s in Japan, because they wanted to be covered when they did their shopping or the gathering every day, as the men were at work, and the men would come home. And you've seen lots of videos like it. It's just, I get really moved when I see the videos like that of the 60s and the 70s of the families. And I watch them all the time. And I thought actually sometimes I could actually play some of those videos and comment on it. But the reason I sort of chose this video today is I came here, I was on my Instagram feed, and this one particular house, oh my God, I think I lost it now. Am I going to get, yeah, this one particular house had a room tour, and I thought we could watch it. This is a room tour right there, okay? It says Kohyo Bunshochu, okay? So this is really, this means like, I don't even know how to translate. It's like a positive, like a, this means ski, like you in the Japanese, what is the kanji for ski? And this is the kanji for hyoban. So hyoban is like a very favorable rating, okay? And then, well, anyhow, there's lots to learn. This is the listing here in Nishi Ogikubo. Okay, it's I mean, we're just going to go through it. The key thing for it here, I did see the price earlier, is Ichioku Isen Gohyakuhachijuman, which is 1.15, or oh God, in Canadian dollars. This is going to be $1,158,000. Okay, roughly, and the Canadian dollar to the yen right now is at 102. Okay, but we're gonna go. Let's let them go through the room tour, and we can see. Well, this is from an Instagram feed, so this is what is going to be popular for a Tokyo family that wants to live in Suginami-ku, and this is Nishi Ogikubo Station. Okay, and we're going to go through it. Let's just go through the video, and we can glean from it. See a Japanese realtor. What do you see there? Is a parking space with a tree right there. He's coming into the house. into the entrance, the genkan, storage for the shoes. Notice also too the Japanese like real estate companies approach to doing the shoes. They would have the shoes taken off here, uh, and before you put the slippers on and stuff like this. This really really important that you don't wear shoes in the house in Japan. By the way, you can see here there's a parking spot laid out, and he's in what's known as the genkan, but they're using English as the entryway or the entrance. And you saw that there was some lots of storage for shoes and storage in the genkan. So we see here 5.6 Joe, just Joe or J. That's going to be tatami mats. Okay, and they're on the first floor right there. This is not even that big a house. Okay, with a closet. Okay, going across the hall, 5 Joe. Okay, you see what he did with his arms right there? He extended his arms like that. That's a really important point. Uh, that's the scale of the houses. And two of there's so many, there's about three ways that are really important understanding the scale of the houses. This guy's a little short. Okay, I'm 183 centimeters. My son is 183 centimeters. I'm here. I'm not even that. Like in Japan, I'm tall, but here in the West, I'm really not tall anymore because the young men are even taller. But yeah, Japanese men are taller now. Okay, so he put his hand up like that because it's a really big factor because they don't want to smack their heads coming into these rooms. Another factor that's really important is the counters. And if you see the old Japanese kitchens are low. They don't want the low kitchens. Everyone's taller. So they want it about, I don't know, like they just want it higher. Maybe it's going to be 12 centimeters higher than it used to be. Another thing is the old toilets. The old toilets, like you can have the washiki toilet where there's nothing, right? But also the old regular sit down toilets, everyone was shorter. So the scale of the toilets were also shorter. So that's a really important issue of scale. You can see he reflected it there when he moved his hand up like that. Closet right there. Toilet, all new. Everything's new here. Closet, going upstairs. Storage. You see that? He referred to, I'm sorry, we got to go back, but I guess I can't really reverse this video. But he referred to the electrical box as being updated. This is the sanitary room, okay? This is a really good way to put it, like sanitary room. And it gives you a little insight to the Japanese thinking. They don't like the toilets really to be in the same area as the bathroom, okay? This will be just off the bath, and the toilets will be separate. And then, for example, in the old houses, like I know there's a lot of champion. I can see why people want to get into the old houses. But when you buy an old house in a place that can't be rebuilt, you're basically just buying Japanese garbage and someone else's headache. Just commentary. So do you have like an office there of some sort? The second toilet on the second floor. Going into, yeah, the bathroom, standard Japanese bathroom. Where's he going to go next? He's going to go into the kitchen. So this now is like a modern standard kitchen. He's going to show you the storage. Okay. This is a recent development in the last 3 years. It's a dishwasher like that's built into it. Before, the dishwasher was not a sort of amenity that was like the dishwasher would have been me, the dishwasher. But now it's sort of an amenity now for in the Japanese house. It's becoming standard. The two things to talk about here is, like I said, this dishwasher is becoming standard. And also you'll see in a lot of listings right there, they want the three, this is called the Mitsu Cone Road. And this is called the Cone Road. And then you'll also have like a yakisukana yakiru, like you'll have a drawer also for cooking fish. So yeah, we can keep going through it though. But that's right now, this is basically a standard. That's a standard kitchen. Okay, more storage. And what did he do? He extended his arms. Everything's going higher. Granted, he's probably about 160 something centimeters, so yeah, he's shorter. But there's taller men now. Okay, there's a balcony. Why is that balcony important? Right there. For the most part, Japanese, when we wash our clothes, we're washing in the washing machine and we dry outside. So this is so when you see the balcony here, okay, that is talking to the house, to the wife, that there's a place to hang the laundry. Okay, there you go. And then that's it for the room tour. So this kind of made me just go down the rabbit hole when this came across. And I thought that we could actually cut. But we have an idea right now. This is what is the standard for a house. Okay, that's the standard for a house right now, and that's 1.15 million. Okay, or just call it 1.1 million. Okay, let's just call it that. Okay, and we come here. Now, this is the Ogikubo uh, marketplace. Okay, hopefully I didn't lose it. Now that I'm doing all this video stuff. Uh, Here, I think, where am I going to have to move this to? Yeah, I guess everything's sort of resetting. But while I move it up here, this is on the, I guess this was on the Marunouchi line. And then where was that? I think I found a house here. Granted, it might not actually come up right now, but I did find a house right here that's uh, is in this neighborhood. Okay, which is the same neighborhood as this house was in. Okay, and this was basically the cheapest house, which is 2,480 man. Okay, so it is, shoot back at me. It is one quarter, basically one quarter, actually underneath one quarter of that sort of price. Okay, but I think it was built in 1960. Okay, and I guess that's the house right there. I think this is taken from the back, maybe. Or is this the house here? Yeah, the here this is. I guess I'm guessing that this is the house right here. Maybe we'll come back to this other picture. He's yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's really sort of unclear. But this house looks to be a captured house. What I mean, it's in basically on a little sort of, this would be like considered a Japanese cul-de-sac where cars can't go down. Okay, and it looks to be a really old house. So this is really difficult to rebuild. Okay, this is what's known as a Saiken Dekinai Buken. Okay, and then we'll just go through the pictures, and yeah, I mean it's just all over it, 1960. So and it's not really moving. This is the Genkan box. Granted 1960, but I mean it's at right now it's at garbage value. Okay, it's a, well also they redid this at one point in time, which is not too bad. Okay, and it's located well. Yeah, this is going to give you a picture. I'll better come closer. This is, oh, we went to the first photo. This is going to be on there. This is the Tokyo Metro. It's on the Marunouchi line. Okay, which connects you. Marunouchi line actually really neat because it goes to Shinjuku and then it connects down there with to basically near Tokyo Station. So it's really still like even in these sort of, this is the almost suburb. This is in the 23 ward still, but it's on the Suganamiku is on the very edge. So even the red pill expensive stuff here has come out to Suganamiku. So I mean, we can look at some of the details really briefly about it. We see the price again right there. We can see Ogikubo, Eiki, 18 minutes from there. That's the JR line. Okay, this is Minami Asagaya, okay, on the Tokyo Marunouchi line, 17 minutes. So it's quite a distance from all the stations, okay, and no parking. So, yeah. Now, if it was that far away from any of the stations and you had parking, this kind of law and exposed parking in a place that can be rebuilt, that's a lot of appeal to this. But if you bought something like this, it's very unlikely. And I know Anton always says it to buy these. These are the treasures. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot at you, Anton. I'm gonna shoot at you now. If you're gonna watch this video, he's gonna punch me in the nose. But yeah, all the houses he has is captured. And granted, he's really good at getting the Airbnb license and stuff like that. But like, there's not many people that will want to buy the locations of those houses where they're all captured like that because they have there's no alternative. These are really, it's priced like this because the land is almost uh, near junk as well. And families are just not going to get it. So anyhow, that's the price of it there. No, we can see. I came up here. We can come in here to the map. Okay, the map. These places are so captured. There's like a stream in the back. That's how they were able to take a picture of it from the back because there's a little park or a stream back there. Like you, if they're going to rebuild in here, you'd have to almost lift all the equipment in here. Or yeah, I mean, you could possibly do it. You could possibly rebuild and then bring it in through dollies, which are known as daishas. Okay, and then we'll just drop you in here, and you'll be able to see like where it is. So. Oh, of course, you've got to turn it around probably here for me to find it. And oh, there's a house. It's saying that the house is here, but that's not the one it's on. I have to come back. Have to come back and see. Yeah, it's just going to be down this little street right here. So yeah, that's where it's going to be. And there's a little ramp there for your bike. Oh, I don't know. You could shoot back at me too and say it's worth it because you could rebuild it and you have skills. But then if you rebuilt it really nice and stuff like that, uh, could you ever sell it? I don't know. It's just really, it's just, this is a really, really difficult location. Look at this house. Can we come in close to it? There's an older house there. Okay. There's an older house there. I mean, maybe it's possible. Maybe I'm kind of being too negative on it. However, this piece of land right here, this is worth a lot of money. Okay, it's interesting that this comes across the street from here. Okay, so this is the kind of crux of the video I have. I think, okay, for you to get a house like this is, for my thinking, okay, there's plus. It doesn't matter my thinking. We're just looking. This is a discussion to talk about the pluses and the minuses of doing this type of thing. This kind of lot where it sits right here, okay, is a really great lot because you can basically do any kind of design you want with it, right? And I don't see any for sale signs on here, so maybe it's already been sold, okay? And they're going to come in here and do construction because the Tokyo market, the bull is running, okay? And you can come up with whatever you want for whatever sort of prefab design you wanted. And they're really nice prefab housing right now in Japan. You could almost come up with anything you wanted. You could come up here. You could come up here to the map, for example, and this is that lot right here. And then you could actually choose which way you wanted to expose the house room, to choose which style of parking you wanted in the garage. And but again, we talked about it briefly at the beginning of the video. It's the parking, right? That and the transition that Japan goes through in the 70s through the 80s in terms of our history, when uh, it's the sort of the house redesigns because of the car as well. So, and when we come back to the listing here, when was it? When was this listing? When details of the listing right here? This is built in 1960. So what's happening in 1960? There is not the sort of, this is too close to the war. The luxury of a car is no longer important. Okay, it's more baseline than that. And as the society becomes richer and it rebuilds in a miracle, it's not a miracle in a way. It's just hard work of the whole society. And unbelievable what they did. Okay, uh, and then the demand for a parking space goes in because there's enough surplus in the economy in the mid 1970s to start demanding a car. And then in the mid 80s, you see this sort of designs in the Hanchiku, which is the halfway down, of putting parking spots in the houses. So that's the demand. And then when you're buying this sort of 1960 house, that's what you're buying. You're captured yourself in the sort of design of 1960s Tokyo, which is long past. So my argument is, rather than get this house, I came into the very same neighborhood. I'm going to hope this map, oh my God, this map is going to have to reboot because I was preparing for this video and thinking so much. And I did a really strict search, and I did find a 45 meter apartment right here, right in front of the station, right in front of the station, right here. And this is the same price as that house. However, uh, it's got its problems too. But this is the exact kind of apartment, actually, that I like. Now, I've done a lot of renovations, okay, and I like to do renovations. It's a lot of fun for me. Well, I'll expand the pictures here. This is a 45 meter unit deal, man. It's not 30 deal, man. Sorry, deal, I'm coming at you. Okay, 45-meter apartment right in front of the station, okay, for the same price. And I love this because I love concrete. Wood deteriorates. Okay, it breaks down over time. This sort of building, I just love it. To me, I would just take everything that's done here. I would just paint everything up, like everything in here. I'd clean it all up. I'd paint everything in white, and I'd come in and I'd rebuild the bathroom. I'd come in and I'd put in a beautiful set of probably maple floors or sakura floors. Go through some of the other pictures, and it would be really, look at this kitchen. I could just order. I'd measure right there. I'd find the standard kitchen I wanted. Even I don't even actually mind those tiles, but it's a simple tile job above that. And I put some beautiful wood exposed shelves on there. And then I would turn myself to the wiring, and I would do a beautiful job with this wiring, and I would rewire all the outlets and everything so they're very, very beautiful. And this would be a boss, a totally boss apartment, okay, in concrete and all fully updated. So my argument is, rather than, okay, given just I looking here in Nishi Ogikubo, are this is the whole crux of the video. Are you not better? And tell me in the comments. Tell me in the comments. Are we not better to get something like this in a concrete building that is easily, like, you could make this apartment slick and slick quick. I could do this job in about 8 weeks and it would be slick. Oh, sorry about that. It would just be slick. uh, I guess we could look at some of the other details in terms of the listing right here. But yeah, I mean, this is all on this channel. It's all a discussion, because that's the subject of the channel, talking real estate, because I just love looking at this stuff every day. Okay, but I would say kind of what my thesis of this is this kind of older apartment in this kind of concrete building like this, which is exposed like this, it's easier to bring it. Okay, it is easier. It's easier to bring it from this state uh, to this state than it is from. Let me go to the first picture on this one. This one right here. I don't think you can do it. I don't think you can do it. You can't do it for this sort of price. You can't do it. You just can't do it. You can't even bring the construction materials in. Okay, so this is actually easier to make contemporary than this house is. So I think the apartment in some ways, and the apartment location is right in front of the station where the valuations are the highest. Now, I'm not saying that any redevelopment, there's an elevator here in the building, is necessarily coming here to this apartment. This is, but having said that, this is really like my sort of, I've done like rentals like this, and all the work has been done. Everything was stripped out of it. It's just this blank canvas that's ready, waiting for you to come in. You can just come. You don't even have to put down any like paint sheets. You might want to like tape that red door. Aside from that, and you want to maybe tape. You got to tape around the windows and stuff like that. But you don't even have to tape. And then I would probably cut the wires slowly, one at a time, and then probably rewire everything. Okay, or I probably have to work with an electrician, but I would work with them with what I wanted done on it. But yeah, this not a hard transition to do at all. And you get a concrete. You're in a concrete building. Yeah, these are just pictures explaining the convenience of the location and stuff like that. Anyway, that's it's just a discussion. Yeah, it's southeast facing, going to have great light at the end of the day. 46 meters. Oh, there was a balcony. I didn't see where the balcony is, and that's interesting. Built 1974. This is there is a Chūō Nashi. Okay, okay. I thought that was Ari, but it's Nashi. That means there is no parking. Of course, there's no parking, but there is a Chūrinjo, which is a place for your bike, and it's 500 yen a month. And then I guess your management fees here, I'm guessing, are going to be around 20,000 yen a month, or a little bit more here in this building. They're 240. What floor was this on anyway? Let me just check on what floor was it on. Auto lock in the building, which is very attractive. There's a Bohan camera and Toshi gas, which is the natural gas. It's not on propane or anything like that. And then and it has an elevator, of course. Where am I seeing? It's on the second floor, which is nice too, because you don't need to use the elevator. You can just walk if you want. So we could come back here to the map. Sorry if I'm extending this video time. It's a very interesting one. That one that one house came across my Instagram feed, and you can see. Okay, that's what the Japanese market. That's what the Japanese market wants, right in front of the station. It's right in front of the station. Man. I don't even know what I'm going to title this video. But yeah, it's just a discussion about, are you better? So better, like, how easier is it to update it's going to be easier in my estimation to update uh, I guess I'm going the wrong way. Oh, I guess this is the building. It says it's the building right there. Oh, okay, I better crack out here to the front. And is that the Chūō for it right there? Let's see. It's on a little bit of a bit. Yeah, here it is. This is the building right here. And then there's the there's the unit. I'm guessing this is the main floor. It's the second floor. Maybe that's the first floor and that's the second floor. I'm not sure the way that that's gonna come out of it. But yeah, I think, and it's right on a commercial street. Like really nice. That must going to be really sort of convenient. And right in front of the station. So there's going to be like, look at this, a Yoshinoya right there. Okay, this is a place where you can go get your hankos made. It's a stamp. A place you go for your, another word for Japanese is that's called gomu. There's a Mizuho bank right in front of it, right there. The convenience of this sort of location is it's just ultimate. And like you're always going to be able to rent that apartment. There is a balcony. There's my answer for the balcony. It's right there. It's right there. So we come up here to the listing pictures. Maybe I didn't see that very well in the madore, which is again the word for the Japanese word for the layout. Oh, there it is right there. Uh, I thought that that was elevator. What that is perhaps that's evacuation. Evacuation, I'm guessing. Or am I looking at it wrong? Am I looking at it wrong, everyone here? Because I don't. Maybe that is the elevator, and they come here, and then where was that sort of? It says there's a 7 meter balcony. Am I perhaps not looking at this correctly? Well, no, there is a balcony door right there. So that's the balcony there. That is the balcony door right there. So I could this could be the unit on the back side of the building as well. But that looks like the light there in that like in the unit is coming there from that the beautiful light. Look at the beautiful light in this unit. It's really great. This is a great unit for someone. Even that tile doesn't actually bother me. I would just almost take for the kitchen. I'd get a beautiful piece of wood and I put it in there and I'd get some sort of like I just drop a sink in there like that. This is so great. And you can see that's the hose there for your ventilation. So you'd have to put the senpuki or the fan that's going to run it out, and that's going to run out right there. But yeah, this is to me a great unit that you could work on slowly. And as long as you wash this concrete floor, you could actually finish it with a varnish and just work on the other. That's if you wanted to just keep this a concrete floor, you could do that as well. So, or is that the bath? Could that be the bathroom as well? I don't know. This is to me is a great unit because I just love the amount of windows and light. Oh, there it is right there. So look, is that a second? I don't know. I haven't figured this out everyone so well. But there's the entrance to the building. And that's the Chūō, which is inside. And you can see in the building there, it looks like we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by 7. It looks like to build 40 units in the building. I don't know. You can give it to me. Give it to me, everyone. Like, tell me what you think. Would you buy the house? Would you buy the house? Or there's an Amazon that's recently really popular to have like this Amazon lockbox because even me, I really use it even for building material when I need things for my apartments or my units. I will just order them and have them delivered, so then I don't have to do the shopping. It's so convenient, so convenient, and it's such a like so great for your time. Oh, there's a whole school involved there. Anyway, I think this is a really good apartment, and I like apartments because you can get that really dialed in location that you can't get in a house. Okay. Anyway, you're interested in a property in Japan, you can always come here to my website, Tokyo Real Estate Man website. There is an email function here at the top. There's a contact box. Both of these work if you want. You can get a hold of me there. We can end here on the video here in Ogikubo or Nishi Ogikubo. Okay, that's a good kanji right there. It's naka, that means friend. Nakadorikai. And yeah, that's a really nice word. And the point of the video, I'll wrap it up and keep talking about it, is in the house, the sort of contemporary housing market. In the Instagram post, we saw what's sort of in demand in Japanese housing right now. And that house that we looked at in the same area for the cheap price is just too far away from that. And the apartment right near the station, okay, is closer to that. And the conversion to make, for example, an apartment like that, I think you could convert it to contemporary with as little as I could do it for $15,000. Anyway, another video here from the Tokyo Real Estate Man. いつもこのチャンネル見てるの皆様ありがとうございます。今日の動画、西荻窪でフリーの一軒家とフリーのなんかまあマンション、タイの状況でしょ。Which is it going to be? Anyway, another video here from the Tokyo Real Estate Man. いつもこのチャンネル見てるの皆様ありがとうございます。今日の動画も終わりです。